Hi everyone! Today we are going to present our work where we apply game theory to the game of Sparta versus Athens. Athens and Sparta were separated only by 240 kilometers, but they were totally different. Athens was closer to the Aegean Sea, and his great fleet made her the great maritime power of Greece and leader of the League of Delos. Sparta was more isolated. Its exit to the sea was more distant than that of Athens, so the Spartans were suspicious of foreigners and their ideas. Sparta had an oligarchic system, government of a few, since they forced slaves to work for them in agriculture and livestock. To keep control of so many subjugated people, the Spartans trained from childhood to become excellent soldiers. The Spartans also did physical training, but did not fight. Their main social obligation was to bring into the world healthy and strong future soldiers. On the other hand, in Athens, democracy and equality ruled among citizens. But the women had practically no contact with the outside world. Education was based mainly on the transmission of the arete, of the excellence of the virtues desirable for every Athenian. As we see, the great differences between Athens and Sparta manifested themselves through rivalries towards each other. Sparta knew that they were the only city that had a real possibility of stopping the imperialist plans of Athens, due to its military development and the training and discipline of its troops. And it takes advantage of a conflict between allied polities to declare war on Athens and her allies in the Peloponnesian War, a conflict of which Sparta was victorious, thus achieving to stop the imperialist anxieties of Athens and impose its political oligarchic regime over the Athenian democracy. Here we have our payoff matrix. Sparta is going to be the first player to choose. If it chooses war, it gains a revenue of 3, and if it chooses peace, the revenue will be minus 3. Obviously, it will choose war. Thus, when it is Athens' turn to choose the peace option, for Sparta will be eliminated, who would have already chosen war, and will only have two possible strategies: choosing war with a revenue of 3, or choosing peace with a revenue of minus 3. Therefore, in our game, going to war dominates the option for peace. Athens will choose war because 3 is greater than minus 3. This is the dominant strategy and Nash equilibrium. Once we have found the Nash equilibrium, we can talk about the prisoner's dilemma. Sometimes the Nash equilibrium may not be the best option. That's why we have to talk about the prisoner's dilemma, which says the Nash equilibrium is not the optimal point at a global basis. In a rational decision, we are only focusing individually because of what we end up choosing, the worst option, because we lose the collective perspective. Therefore, there is no cooperation. However, in this case, we can say that the Nash equilibrium is also the optimal option for this game, so it is not like the prisoner's dilemma. On the other hand, we define a strictly dominated strategy as a strategy that pays less, regardless of what the other player does. Observing our payoff matrix, neither of the players would choose peace. We say that peace is a dominated strategy. Now, we are going to analyze the min-max strategy and the max-min. First of all, we are going to observe which are the best options for each player. The best options for Sparta are between 3 and minus 3, 3, and between 5 and 0, 5. Between those two options, the worst is 3, war. The best options for Athens are between 3 and minus 3, 3, and between 5 and 0, 5. Therefore, the worst options for Athens between those two is 3, war. That said, both players have their min-max strategy in the same action, war, war. To finish, we will calculate the max-min. The worst options for Sparta are between 3 and 5, 3, and between minus 3 and 0, minus 3. Between those two options, the best is 3, war. The worst options for Athens are between 3 and 5, 3, and between -3 and 0, -3. Between those two options, the best is obviously 3, war. To sum up, both players have their min-max and max-min strategy in the same action, war, represented on the payoff matrix 3-3. This is it for the video of today. Thank you very much for watching and give a thumbs up. Bye!